Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining our webinar. I'm here with Dr. Rahaf Omran, and we have a very exciting presentation ready for you guys today. I'm going to get right into it because I know that nobody wants to spend their afternoon listening to me waffle on. So we're just going to go for it. We have had some small technical issues today. So I'm going to be sharing my screen with you guys so that you can see the lovely presentation. So you'll have to give me just 1 second to switch over to that.
In the meantime, hello everyone, I am Rahaf. Today I will be talking to you about what we have to present. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna let you know what we're working on and you're gonna get exclusive news. So buckle up, get a cup of tea and let's go. Am I good to go? I'm good to go, Becky, yeah? Okay, I'll just go then. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Today, I will introduce you to Immersify. I will tell you how Immersify can support you through the exam season, and we will give you an exclusive preview of upcoming Immersify content. And then we're going to answer any questions you might have. Okay, so what is Immersify? Immersify is an educational platform that allows dental and nursing students and professionals to learn key topics on the go between classes or in the comfort of your own house. Regardless of where you are in your educational journey, Immersify always has something for you. We offer augmented reality, artificial intelligence, expert content, personalized learning experience, and most importantly, accessible technology. With high quality lessons, interactive scenario based learnings, and advanced technologies such as augmented reality, we at Immersify provide a fun and engaging solution to bridging the gap between theoretical learning and practical experience. The key features of the platforms are, first of all, simulated experiences. They are designed to help you practice key skills through bespoke experiences. The topics and lessons are wide ranging. They have a lot of topics to all the elements students need to understand each subject. So when you go to the website or when you go to the app, you have a wide variety of topics and lessons that you can learn about, which is always exciting, and always there's something new. You find in the end, you find something coming soon, so we're always updating the content, which is really great. And my personal favorites are the assessments and quizzes. They are designed to gauge your understanding of the topics, to highlight your strengths and weaknesses, which is always great in the educational experience. I have a small video for you guys to take a look at, so enjoy. I hope you enjoyed the video, which summarizes what we basically do. And now we're going to start with our top tips to calmly and confidently prepare for your exam season. First of all, first things first, organization is key. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, right? When you feel like you don't know what you're doing. So, the thing to do is to sit down and create clear plans and organize your time. This can go a long way to making sure you do not miss any content or become overwhelmed with a lot of content right before an exam. We do not like cramming here. So plan and organize. This is the way to go. The second tip would be that the early bird gets the worm. So basically, you have to start early. You have to start early, give yourself time to organize and to actually do the work in order not to panic. This leaving everything to the last minute is a recipe of panic. This is the recipe of panic, actually. So start early. Our suggestion is that you start in, let's say, in a non-boring way ever since the beginning of the semester. So hear me out. The way to do that is to do what we call flipped classrooms. What does that mean? Basically, when you go to the lecture, you would be exposed to the information maybe for the first time. At least some of it will be new to you. The way to go, the way medical education research suggests that we do, is that we read about this or we learn about this before we go to the actual classroom, which is termed flipped classrooms. So if you try the flipped classrooms approach, you review the content before the lectures so you can ask more efficient questions. You give yourself a second to be able to grasp the idea and know what you get and what you don't get. Immersify, conveniently, is perfect for this, as the features give you concise content to allow you to do this without needing to dedicate a lot of time. So basically, you don't have to open your textbook and read about, let's say, the cranial nerve before you go to uni and learn about them. You can basically look at the app, look at the lessons, look at the experiences, try to identify the nerves, what they do. Then you would have seen this information before going to the class, which is always better. It can be hard to find the motivation to study regularly when exams are far away, like in the beginning of the semester, but I would recommend using Immersify for regular revision, as the interactive resources make studying much more fun. So I wouldn't ask you to start studying a very big textbook in the beginning of the semester, but I would suggest that you look at the content on Immersify. There is a huge range of things that you can learn. So take a look at what your classes for the semester are, what subjects are you studying, then go back to Immersify, see what lessons and experiences we have. This will prepare you, much better prepare you for the exams. The third tip would be that you need to study smarter, not harder. We all know dental school, nursing school, medical school, all of these subjects are very challenging. No one can just memorize and hold and maintain all of that information easily. So you're not supposed to study hard, you're supposed to study smart. So get the most out of your study sessions by using effective learning strategies. You need to hack your brain, you need to know how your brain works, and then use these methods to get the most out of your studying time. Our personal favorite is active recall. If you've never heard of active recall, basically this means that you learn this piece of information today, right? If you don't use that piece of information ever, then your brain will be like, well, we don't need that piece of information, let's not keep it. It will only be in the temporary memory, and then after a period of time, you will just forget it. What we want is that you remind yourself of the information you learn in after a specific amount of time, for your brain to be like, oh, wow, this piece of information that we got in 2 weeks earlier, we needed it today. So this means that this is important. Science has proven that when you actively try to retrieve information from your brain, this will tell your brain that this piece of information is important. So the formula is, you learn this today, and you expose yourself to it again, maybe in 2 weeks, and then in 2 weeks, and then in 1 week, and maybe in 1 month. What we're trying to do is that we're trying to tell your brain, this is important, we need to keep it. But the way the hack here is not just to simply review this information. So you learn it today. If you read it in 2 weeks, it's still better than not reading it at all. But the trick that we're trying to teach you guys today is to actively try to recall that piece of information. The best way, the golden standard to do this is by testing yourself. So with Immersify's multiple choice questions, this is absolutely perfect to do that. So the way to go is that you go to the multiple choice questions. They would ask you, for example, what innervates this muscle? And then you would be like, okay, I knew that. What was that? What was that? See that? The fact that you're trying to retrieve that information, this is scientifically proven to help you retain this information better. That's why we say study smarter, not harder. Make use of technology. Enhance your learning with digital tools like the Immersify platform, which utilizes artificial intelligence to create real-life clinical scenarios. This is absolutely great for you guys to learn smarter. In the next thing that I want to talk about today, so active recall, the second point is about what we call making connections. So any piece of information that you learn, you have to connect it with something. This way, you are more likely to retain that information. So basically, if you're learning, where do I administer the injection, the intraoral injection? If you just study that or just memorize that is one thing. And if you see it in artificial intelligence and you actually put the needle there, you would know this is a connection that would help you retain that information. If you see that muscle, if you see that nerve, if you see that bone, if you rotate that skull over, all of these things help you study smarter, not harder. And then, most importantly, your environment. Try to create a study environment that limits distractions and enhances your concentration. So what we're trying to do is that we're trying to get you study smarter. We're trying to get you studying in a way that's not boring. So when using all of these features, when quizzing yourself, when using artificial intelligence, then we're making sure that your study session is not boring, is actually fun. So when it's actually fun, then we would advise that you also complete that by controlling the environment, which will give you the ultimate study session that you need to study effectively. Now, I want to speak about the fourth tip, which is, I think, all of them are important. I've been saying all of them are important, but this one is really good. So hear me out. Take care of yourself. We all know preparing for exams can be emotionally and physically draining. So here are some tips to keep in mind. So enough sleep is the thing you need. See, all of that active recalls, memory, retention, whatever, all of that doesn't work if you go to the exam after pulling an all-nighter and not getting any sleep. You'll definitely forget all of that. So get enough sleep. This is my top tip. Put your phone out of reach an hour before you go to bed so that your brain is relaxed and you can get a good night's sleep. Engage with hobbies. Just because you have exams doesn't mean that you must neglect your hobbies or activities that you love. Actually, it has been proven that moving your body and doing something to take your mind off the exam is actually good for your studying. So when you go back to studying after, let's say, a basketball game or a jog, or maybe seeing friends for a specific amount of time, this will make you more relaxed and more ready to go back to studying. Remember that taking care of yourself helps you maintain focus, motivation, and drive. So it all starts with you guys. Now we will start talking about what are the new things that you can expect, things that are coming soon, and you guys are the first to know, so let's go. After the success of our local anesthetics simulation, a brand new simulation will soon be hitting Immersify, which is Biodentine XP. We are super excited to have partnered with Septodont on this project. They have researched and developed Biodentine XP. It's an innovative bioactive dentine substitute for the last decade. This breakthrough in technology has a positive effect on the living tissues of the teeth, and it remineralizes the teeth and it protects the pulp, which is our ultimate goal: to protect the pulp, to keep the tooth vital, and to be as less invasive as possible. Biodentine will join other new dental material resources. So keep an eye on our social media channels for updates. Keep an eye on Immersify. I have a small video here for you guys to watch. That's it. And also, more news, guys, more news. What is also coming soon is our collaboration with TP. So, we can also share, we have partnered with TP to bring brand new oral care simulations to Immersify. TP shares our passion for oral health and are dedicated to creating solutions to improve long-term well-being and quality of life for people. All TP's products are and solutions are developed based on clinical knowledge and in collaboration with dental professionals. So we are really, really excited to be working together on this project. Also, keep an eye on Immersify social media channels for updates. Take a look at this video that we've put together for you. Amazing, brilliant. We have one more thing to share with you guys, and we are super, super, super excited. So, remember how we have been speaking on social media about Immersify nursing? So, we can finally unveil the release date for our much awaited nursing content. This will be landing on Immersify early in June, which is absolutely just around the corner. You can expect muscular systems, skeletal systems, cannulation, venipuncture, assessments, injection techniques, communication. This is absolutely great. And we're super, super proud of the work that we've done to create this for you. Also, a small video, you can take a look at that. We're growing indeed. So we're so happy to share that with you today. And now, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, check the description box for a link to try Immersify. You can send over your questions. I'm here to help. And I hope you found this presentation exciting. We're very excited for you guys to try the new features, to keep an eye on our social media platforms. And we're always here to answer any of your questions.
Lovely. Thank you for that, Rahaf. That was really helpful. I'm sure that everybody will agree that it's really great to be able to hear all of your tips and tricks, and of course, how Immersify fits into all of that. We do have a few questions from the comments section. So we've had, Emily has asked, I study at home and I find it really hard to limit distractions because of family members. What can I do to make this better?
So basically, the way to go about this is try to find the most suitable place for you to sit. If you know that you have, for example, siblings that are going to be entering the room, or if you know that you can't sit in the living room because everyone will be there, long story short, try to find the place with the least distractions possible. You might want to actually tell your family that I'm trying to establish a routine to study, and it would be really, really helpful if you try to give me just this space for me to use. That's another thing you can do. What I find also helpful, if you like studying with music, then maybe you can put some headphones on and have like soft music. Some people can study with music, myself included. So like making sure that you can't really engage and you can't really hear what's happening helps. Another solution would be to study in the university library. So maybe give that a try. What do you think, Becky?
Yeah, I think so. I think that definitely it's something that's really tricky, especially as we've moved more towards a model where people are working and studying at home a lot more. It definitely can be really difficult, but I think that communication and just being really open with people and making sure they know, and I think that people in your family especially are typically really understanding if they know that you're trying to focus. So just making that really clear with them.
I hope that helps.
Hopefully, yes. We do have a couple more. So we have one from Maria, and she's asked, I find it really hard to organize my time when I have multiple tests in a week. Do you have any suggestions?
Okay, multiple tests. Basically, you start with just a piece of paper and writing down what actually needs to be done. So when you write everything down, you can basically organize your time, organize your week by setting realistic goals. This is actually very, very important. So you would say, I will do this, and that. Try to include specific times for you to study. So basically, I need 2 hours to cover this, 2 hours to cover that, 2 hours to cover that, and always give yourself in the schedule. Give yourself a little bit of a leeway, so it's not like 6 hours crammed together, because some topics can take longer. Sometimes you have to deal with something unexpected. So try to organize, but organize in a smart way, organize in a way that is realistic, because if you have a schedule that is not realistic, you're not going to stick to it, and this will add to your confusion. So start by organizing what needs to be done, what is a realistic time frame of getting these things done. Get enough sleep is the most important thing, because we don't want any inefficient studying sessions, because when you're so tired, then that's not good for your progress. So plan realistically and try to stick to that plan.
Yeah, I think that's really great advice, and I think especially what you said about being realistic, because I think we've all been guilty at some point of being over ambitious with our plans, and then we get to the last minute and we realize, oh dear, like there's no time for this, and then you're in that panic, right? So yeah, I love that. I think it's a really great tip. We will do maybe one more, and then we can answer the rest in the comments rather than keeping everybody all afternoon. So the next one we have is, what are some effective study techniques or strategies that can help improve retention and understanding of exam material?
Absolutely. So your golden standard is active recall. Active recall plus spaced repetition. So spaced repetition, I touched a little bit on that. So guys, I learned this today. I repeat it in 2 weeks, maybe in a month, until the exam is here, right? The more you repeat something, the more you interfere with what is called the forgetting curve. The forgetting curve is basically how your brain deals with new pieces of information. I learned this today. I can't remember every single piece of information that I'm subjected to. So your brain will be selective, will only choose the things that are really important for you as a person. How does the brain know which things are important? Basically, the things that you need in a couple of days, or you need in a week or 2 weeks. So if I study this and go to the exam, then my brain is not getting any reminder that we need that. But the way to go is to trick your brain. So learn this, and then in 2 weeks, ask your brain, where is that piece of information? Give it to me. Your brain will be like, okay, so the human asked for this twice, 3 times, 4 times. The more you read that piece of information, the better. That is spaced repetition. Active recall says that when you actively search for that piece of information in your mind, this is even a stronger signal to your brain that we need that. This tells your brain that, okay, this is actually something we need. So the way to go is to mix them together. So this is where flashcards or multiple choice questions come into the play. So I learned this today. In 2 weeks, quiz yourself. Ask yourself about it. I learned that the fifth cranial nerve does X, right? In 2 weeks, don't read about the fifth cranial nerve. Ask yourself about the fifth cranial nerve. What does it do? What does it innervate? How does it work? How many, let's say, muscles does it innervate, etc., etc. So combining active recall and spaced repetition is the way to go. It's highly, highly effective, and this has been backed by research. So remember, everything we tell you in Immersify is always backed by research. So this is the way to go.
Lovely. Yeah, I think that, I mean, of course, like as you're saying, it's backed by science and it is, the gold standard, like you say, and I can't add to that anymore. Other than, of course, like we said, you can find all of the MCQs that you're going to need, and the MCQs, everything like that on Immersify, and there is going to be a link in the description box below so that you guys can head straight there as well.
And if there is one more thing I can add, guys, I forgot to tell you. See the great thing about the app and how easy it is to use. See all of that time you have commuting on the train, waiting for the train, waiting for the bus. You basically go on social media, right? Try after today, this is a call to action. Try to go on and ask yourself and try to use the MCQs or the experiences. So the MCQs are not like you're not learning something. So you can basically be choosing the answers to the questions. Try to test yourself using the app, using the MCQ section, and see how effective that is. The very least, it highlights what you know and what you don't know. So when you need to study, you need to focus on the things. Okay, so I've been answering all the questions about, let's say, the muscles, all of them wrong. So this actually means that I need to study that topic in depth. Whereas if you're answering everything correct about, let's say, the arteries and the veins, then you don't have to go through that content again.
Yeah, I think that's a really great recommendation. And we always love to say that, one of the beauties of Immersify is that you can use Immersify wherever you are. You have it on your phone and you can, use that wherever you are. So whether that's, you're walking to class and you just feel like you want to get a little bit of extra revision in, or you're on the bus and you just want to use your time a little bit better than scrolling on Instagram for a while. We're all guilty of it, but also being able to use some of that time wisely as well.
Absolutely.
Great tip. Lovely. Is there anything else that you would like to say before we sign off, Raf?
I think that's just about it. So, guys, take care of yourselves, get enough sleep, organize, try to study smarter, test yourself, quiz yourself, build connections, use whatever tools that can help you to learn in a fun way. Use the app. It's really, really good. I wish I had it when I was a student.
Thank you. Yeah, well, I can't say any better than you already have. So I will leave it there. Good luck to everybody who's going to be sitting exams the next few months. And like we said, take care of yourselves. And yeah, we will see you all next time.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for attending, and see you soon. Thank you, Becky, for today.
Thank you. Thank you too. Bye-bye.